wasn't but 14. Okay, so now, when they had the gospel workshop, of course, the very first one was in Detroit. Then they had that big musical, and all the daily national choir rehearsals and everything was at that one church on 14th Street called King Solomon Baptist Church. So I gotta figure how to even get there from here. I can get back on the boulevard.
Oh wow! So to recap, you all, so basically we went by Galilee, I believe it's the name,
Galatians
Baptist Church,
right.
And that is the building where they held one of the
first planning meeting to birth the gospel music workshop
here in Detroit.
Yeah, Reverend H. Burroughs was the pastor at that time. Burroughh, and just I guess God allowed it for me to be the minister of music because they invited me to be on. I was just out there for having choir rehearsals. And when my rehearsal was over, they said, "Come here, Beverly. If you can stay a few minutes, we'll invite you to stay here for this meeting we have." Because James Cleveland is starting his own gospel convention for, choirs and artists. So you already here, so just come on and stay for the meeting. So I did. And I heard them planning it and where it's going to be and this and that. So that's how that got started.
And then we went by Bailey Temple. Oh, yeah. That was a beautiful...
Bailey Temple, Church of God in Christ, where Maddie Moss Clark would rehearse with the Southwest Michigan State Choir.
Glory.
And Bishop J.S. Bailey was the pastor. And my mother was his very first musician when he was a young man in a storefront. And then years later, I played for him at Seth Temple, his other church.
Wow.
And I'm a member now at Seth Temple.
They did some recordings there at the Bailey Temple, right?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. She made Wonderful, Wonderful.
Uh-huh. Wow.
The song, I'm thinking Climbing Up the Mountain was on the, might have been on the album with Write My Name Above. That was the title. But that was made at Miller Memorial. And that building is still in this neighborhood.
Wow.
Miller Memorial Church of God in Christ. They sold the building now to a Baptist church, but it's still here.
And an update too. So we did go by St. James yesterday. So St. James, the building itself, is no longer standing. St. James was in the grass where we were standing, based around. But it was still a wonderful opportunity to just be there, where a lot of great gospel singing and a lot of history took place in Detroit. Also, it is a fact that the first GMWA in Detroit was held at King Solomon.
Yes, that's where they had all the rehearsals for the National Choir. And I was a college student at the time at Wayne State University. I had to skip class or something so I could come to the rehearsal. And James didn't know me from Adam's House Cat. But Alfred Bowden, who could whoop the organ.
Oh, Jesus.
They knew I played the organ some for Maddie Moss Clark. I wasn't her main organist, but I was a kid learning under her. And when her main organist couldn't make it, she'd have me to play.
Wow.
I traveled with her on the Eastern Tour and all that. So they knew I had some talent and stuff. So they said, let that kid have a chance to teach a song. So James let me get up and teach Coming Again So Soon. And he fell in love with that song.
Wow, that's amazing. Wow. While I'm recording, I might as well just, go off into something. So to me, it's just amazing that I have this opportunity to be sitting in the car with some.
Look at these mansions, though. See, when Henry Ford made this city rich, and these were mansions back in the day.
And they're still standing, too.
Mm-hmm. This was a very important boulevard. If you lived on this, you had arrived, And then after that, it was Chicago Boulevard and Oakman Boulevard.
They got a Chicago Boulevard out here?
Oh, yeah. And it's still very stately mansions that are really intact,
And I can almost guarantee there's a King Boulevard out here, too, huh?
There's Martin Luther King, yeah. It is an extension of Back Avenue.
But yeah, real quick, I'm just so honored to be riding in the car. How often, like I said before, do a millennial get the opportunity to embrace, someone in a generation before them? So I just think that this is a rare moment, and I'm appreciative. So We're in Detroit. We're going to go by King Solomon, and we're going to do some more things. Of course, I got some more footage I'm going to be sharing at a later date, but this is pretty cool, I would say. Richard Nichols says, hello, Beverly Glenn.
Hey, Richard. God bless you.
Oh, yeah. All right, I'm going to get some more shots so you all can see. To me, this gives me Chicago, you know. Honestly, the structure, the layout of this city is so Chicago. You said it reminds you of LA, huh? No, you
Chicago
said
reminds me of Los
right,
Angeles,
yeah.
the way the city is laid out, and they got all those numbers, 57th Street or whatever. Here, we don't have the numbers so much. We have the mile roads, and you have to know your main streets.
All right.
And that's where the bank was that Aretha kept all her money.
Ooh.
It was the, I think it was National Bank of Detroit was in that block there.
Oh, wow.
I used to be riding with her chauffeur and stuff, and they stopped there to put her money in the bank.
Oh, wow. So
I think she banked with them until she passed.
You worked with Aretha Franklin before?
Oh no, but I would be at her house and she'd be upstairs. They didn't let you go up them steps. But her cousin and some of her background singers, I was friends with them.
Oh, wow.
And they'd be doing the bump and the folk corners and stuff, you know, listening to music and singing and stuff in her den downstairs.
Wow.
And I was in the car when they went to the airport to pick her up from Dallas, and then she wasn't on the plane because she was accused of something. They found some drugs in her trunk or some scandal, you know.
Wow.
But I mean, I learned how to sing gospel listening to Aretha Franklin, and also my cousin Dolores Winans, who married my cousin David Winans.
Wow.
Pop Winans.
That's some history all within itself.
And Curtis Dublin, who was the pianist for the Davis Sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that man could play that piano. I would listen to him. Daddy would just buy all kinds of records.
Wow. Interesting. Wow, this is amazing. So, did you go to the first GMWA, or did you make it?
Oh, yeah.
So, tell us how that
Like I told you, they put me up and let me teach coming again. So
right. So, now, Harrison Johnson was one of the only community choirs there that day, wasn't
that I don't remember. I just know him from all the beautiful music that he wrote.
Because I know St. James Church Choir was there, but per Harrison Johnson, he was the only community choir there at that.
I hadn't even established my chorale at that point. I think I did. I was 19. Yeah, I had my chorale by then.
Wow.
But I mean, I got in the back door to be in the convention at all. I was just a little teenager.
Wow, so they got both sides of the street?
King Solomon Baptist Church.
So this is
on your left.
On right here.
This building on your left is where we.
Wow, the first GMWA.
Yeah, I don't know if that building over there. I don't know about that building. But this is where they would have all the big musicals and everything. When the quartets would come to town, the Mighty Clouds of Joy, the Five Blind Brothers.
Wow.
And the Davis Sisters. I'll never forget that.
Wow. This is
amazing. You want to get out and take pictures?
Of course. I'm Kevin Dublin is on. I think he's Curtis' nephew.
What?
Yeah, he's on right now.
Curtis Dublin, what a musical genius. That man could play. We got to get some gas after that.
Oh, yeah.
I got 13 miles worth of gas left in this car. Last night, all the gas stations were closed, so
yes,
we couldn't get any gas. We tried.
All right, hold on. I'll be right back. Let me go ahead and grab this. All right. This is King Solomon. So this is where the first GMWA was held in 1968. Still standing today. Could you imagine all the people that was here? This is the building.